Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hello and welcome, film fans, to another quick shot review. If you're listening to this on the podcasting channel, we say thank you very much, and please click to follow us on there. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you know what to do by now. YouTube is over 10 years old, and I'm sure you've seen many videos that have told you to do the same exact thing. But Quick Shot Reviews is the dedicated movie channel of Cheap Shot Entertainment, and I am your host Luke, and you are the Cheap Shot Nation. And today I'm going to give you my thoughts on what was advertised at my local cinema as a Scream Unseen. Now, you go into these films not knowing what the film actually is. They give you clues on social media, and you go in and you watch the film. Now, as I arrived at the cinema, the very nice person at the front who scanned my ticket said, "Do you want to know what the film is?" And I said no, because I like to keep my screams unseen. Because it literally took me months to actually be able to get in to book any of these things, because you get booked up. And I will say this, the last couple I've seen, Scream Unseens, on the app, on the booking, the cinema is full. But when you get in there, it is not. Whether those people have scanned the tickets, they've been told what the film is, and then buggered off, I've no idea. But for this one, it is The Exorcism. And to put this in perspective, it is Russell Crowe once again donning the dog collar and the Bible to fight a demon. Slightly different to the Pope's Exorcist. I enjoyed the Pope's Exorcist. I thought the ending was a bit hokey, but it's a horror film, a supernatural horror film. This is no different. It's got some very distinct imagery throughout the film. But this one was actually filmed before the Pope's Exorcist and only just released. So I kind of get why they did it as a Scream Unseen. There must be a reason, although I don't know what that reason is, that this one took, I think it was filmed in 2018, 6 years to release. Obviously we had COVID and writers' strikes and all that kind of stuff, but that didn't take 6 years. That being said, it's a psychological horror, a supernatural horror. The opening, I thought it was going to be like a film within a film, and it does turn out that way, but more so The Exorcist, it's done in that sort of way. It was not. After a very promising start to this film, which got me hooked, it sort of went all the way downhill from there. It is Russell Crowe playing Russell Crowe, an actor who found a bottle and went a bit nuts, and then managed to find a few things that he could do. And that is pretty much the character here of Anthony Miller, an actor who used to be an altar boy and has this trauma, because there's always got to be trauma for what the priests did to him, and that's, you would have thought that's the way the demon gets in, but the demon doesn't have a personality. When you had the Exorcist, the demon Pazuzu had a personality. You saw that the the child, Regan, changed personality, and that's what made that film good. You saw it over time, you saw the scars appearing, you saw the personality changing, and the way she talked and all that kind of stuff. In this film, it's just Russell Crowe. Now, initially, when I did my very quick review, which I usually do straight after the film, I said I quite enjoyed this, and I still enjoyed it for what it was. I don't think it's as bad as people are making out. It's not as good as The Exorcist. Don't think any exorcism film is going to reach that level, although The Exorcism of Emily Rose is very good. And people are always going to be clambering for that kind of film. And it's just not going to happen. The Exorcist was lightning in a bottle. And it worked really well. So everyone's trying to do the same thing. We go in roundabouts. So, yeah, there's not much to this film. You've got your troubled actor. They've got the estranged daughter. You've got the director, who's a complete arse, by the way. Whether that's him or whether that's the demon sort of taking over Russell Crowe's Anthony Miller's mind, I've no idea. It's never really explained. The director does come off as an arse, who is played by Adam Goldberg, in fact. You've also got David Hyde Pierce as Father Connor, of a Frasier fame. So it makes you wonder, really, what he did or didn't do to deserve this role. But yeah, it starts disruptive behaviour, which is reflective of his drinking. So it's not really a character change. You know, he found the bottle. He took ages to get away from the bottle. His character's back to some normality. He tries to rekindle with his daughter, and then he finds the bottle again and goes back to his normal behaviour. Is there a demon involved? Who knows? There's certainly an exorcism. And whilst the first scene, the very first part, and the last fight is pretty decent, the rest of it is meh. And unfortunately, it's the bulk of the film that makes a film. It builds you up to that crescendo. This film is directed by Joshua John Miller and written by M.A. Fortin. Like I say, it does star Russell Crowe and Ryan Simpkins. And there's not really much else to tell about this film. It's got a premise somewhere. It's called The Exorcism, so it tells you exactly what it's going to do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's very mediocre, and the scores definitely reflect this. There are better exorcism films, but there are a lot worse as well. So my advice is, if you want to go and see the film, go and see the film. I will not be clambering to go and see this film again or watch it on Blu-ray or streaming services. But then again, if you've got a subscription to Netflix, it'll probably be on there, just like Bodies, which was also awful. This was actually more enjoyable than that. Now that's on streaming services. So, yeah. Join us again for more film reviews or thoughts on films for Quick Shot Reviews on Cheap Shot Entertainment. We've got, I did book the Bike Riders. I had to cancel twice for that one. We'll try and go and see that, but I do have some films upcoming. This week, I've got, next up, I've got A Quiet Place, The Origins, Day One, or whatever it's called, booked. I've got a few other things booked, another Scream Unseen, which I'm hoping might be Maxine, but I haven't had the clues just yet, so there's still plenty to go at. And I've also got Deadpool versus Wolverine booked as well. So I will see you next time, film fans. Goodbye.
Hiya.